You must have a lot of bankers in your restaurants, and I'm not using rhyming slang there. But you must meet a lot of these high-end guys. Do you find... Are they sometimes out of control, or do you find them...
Yeah, I mean, I think just before 2008, you know, we had a group of bankers that blew 44,000 at Petrus.
Wow.
Yeah, and the weird thing about that was they had a big collection of wine, so there's 7 or 8 different bottles, and then cheese with, like, 6 bottles of beer. So why drink all that wine and then finish it with beer? Didn't make sense.
And what... So the wine, how much was that expensive wine a bottle if they got through that amount of cash?
Oh, 1970 Petrus, Latour, these things were, yeah, in sort of £9,000 to £15,000 a bottle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think when you've got 3 or 4 different blends, it spoils the nice ones. So... Yeah. You don't want to taint that flavour.
And to finish it off with beer seems a weird thing to do,
strange.
and then maybe some deep pan pizza on the way home.
There is nothing... maybe I just don't have enough of a refined palate, but nothing to me is worth that kind of money.
Are you a foodie, though? Are you someone who seeks out kind of high-end stuff, or are you fairly straightforward in your taste?
I'm fairly straightforward. Yeah, I won't lie.
Okay,
I'm a meat potatoes kind of guy.
So a big night out for you and the missus before the jiggery pokery. When you go out, what would be a night? Do you still have a romantic date evening?
We'd start with the diggery pokery. Then we'll go out.
It's jiggery, not diggery.
Oh.
That's the Australian way of doing it. I don't want to know what you're blowing there, but I'm pleased you can reach it. I'm glad for you.
We go... Where do we go? We went to an extremely fancy meal outside of San Francisco, and it was lost on us. Just, you know, the duck foam confit. I was like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure as duck foam goes, this is fantastic. But how late is Burger King? They'll come out on different plates. Yeah. Like they went and shopped at completely different stores for every plate, for every dish.
So none of it matched? It wasn't from the same set?
I don't... It was just... Again, it was part of the experience. It was part of the allure. Oh, there's a square plate, and now there's a tiny square plate with an enormous dish, and a huge plate with a prawn. And, like... And it became... Really, we were trying to guess the next course, like, what size plate is this going to be on?
So, Gordon, you're listening to all this feedback? You're going to change what you do? You must have gone a bit... There must be things you've served and you thought, oh, you know what, we were swept up in the duck foam fever there, but now that bubble's burst. I mean, there must have been things you've put on plates over the years which you regret.
I think back when I first started, when I came back from France, when I opened my first restaurant, Aubergine, back in 1993, it was the foam sort of era, but not
Everyone
now.
loved the foam. Why did people go nuts for the foam back then?
I mean, it's a weird texture, and you know, Tana eats... What is this thing? It's a mouthful of air, so it looks weird, and then after 2 or 3 minutes when it sits there, after your partner's staring at it, it looks gross. It's like sort of toxic scum on a stagnant pool.
That's on a good night.
That was actually what it was called.